Hello everyone, Mason here. How you doing? Guys, I've got good news and bad news. If you happen to be a fan of my ongoing episodic series, The Bleeding Ground, which somebody recently referred to as a dark horror fantasy western thriller, then the good news is, I'm very inspired right now. I've been hard at work, hammering away at my keyboard for hours at a time. It's a bit of an obsession if I'm being honest. Volume 6 is done, ready to be recorded, and despite a few technological obstacles trying their very best to rain on my parade, I'm currently putting the finishing touches on Volume 7. If you haven't jumped on board yet, what can I say? I don't particularly like bigging myself up, but if I'm being honest, I'm quite proud of myself. I'm having fun, enjoying the process, and I can feel myself growing as an author. I'm pretty excited about the direction I'm taking. Now is as good a time as any to dive in headfirst, so if you're interested, I'll leave a link to the playlist in the description. I'll be honest, when I first started this channel, the last thing I expected was to start writing, especially something like The Bleeding Ground, but it's quickly becoming something that I'm very passionate about. There's a highly caffeinated hamster just sprinting away on a wheel in my mind, and sometimes it's kinda hard to switch off. Character development is probably my favourite part. I spend a lot of time thinking about it. I love getting inside the minds of these characters that I'm creating and working out everything about them. How they talk, how they think, how they act. Why do they do the things they do? There's definitely elements of writing that I struggle with, but I do feel like I'm getting better as time goes by. Right then, what's the bad news? Well, I'm in a reading slump and it's a bad one. If you asked me right now to tell you the top 10 books I've read this year, I would struggle, because I'd struggle to tell you 10 books I've read this year full stop. Aside from Ross Greenwood's D.I. Barton series, which is a new favourite of mine, everything that I've picked up has been average but forgettable at best and kinda crap at worst. Yeah, 2022 has not been a good year for my reading. In September, I picked up one book, which was Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas, and if you were present for one of my live streams in which I talked about it, you'll know that I absolutely hated it. I did record a full review for it, but it was so negative that I decided not to post it. I'm not the ranty guy, I'm the happy-go-lucky guy. The anger I felt in that video just wasn't on brand. Seriously though, Punk 57 just wasn't for me. I felt like it was the least romantic romance I've ever read. I know it was supposed to be angsty and intense, a bit sexy, but I just found it a bit toxic to be honest. I couldn't stand the protagonists, Misha in particular drove me absolutely insane. Usually, my mantra is, if it makes you frown, put it down, but I kept thinking it was going to get better, so I stuck with it, and by the time I realised it wasn't going to, I'd invested too much time. I ended up finishing it, and I regret that now. I can never get that time back. I did power my way through Peaky Blinders, which was fun. The performances in that show are excellent. Tom Hardy is captivating as Alfie Solomons, and in the unlikely event that The Bleeding Ground was ever turned into a TV show, that would be some dream casting for Valdez Doyle. Yeah, it does seem like a weird choice, but with his range, I'd at least like to see his interpretation. Not gonna happen, but a man can dream. I also might have sat through 4 or 5 episodes of Love is Blind. For research purposes. Oh whatever, leave me alone, it's mindless fun. Sometimes we just need to switch off and watch some scripted drama. Don't you judge me. Take that judgmental look off your face. Oh yeah, it's also my best friend's birthday today, so, Dan, happy birthday to... Just kidding, I'm not gonna do that. Seriously though, happy birthday mate, you're a good un. And that brings me to the question of the day. What is the worst inspirational quote you've ever heard? Drop them in the comments, and I'll read some of them next time. Have you enjoyed this video? If so, the like and subscribe buttons are just sitting there, waiting to be pressed. Now press them, or I'll squeeze lemon juice into your eyes. Ooh, vicious. Have you got thoughts to share? Maybe you just want to say hi. Well, you know where the comments section is, and a link to my Twitter can be found in the description. Thanks ever so much for spending time with me today, guys. Until next time, take care. For now, I'm off, and you should have a good 'un.